In 1991, drug pusher Nino Brown became the king of New Jack City. And this is arguably Wesley Snipes' most entertaining performance and a true gem of the 90s that honestly not enough people know about these days. It's the movie that I think got Wesley Snipes the role of Blade.
Yes.
Our connector bonus. And let's get right into it. New Jack City.
Hell yeah. So much fun to talk about Blade for you guys on Tuesday. Like Connor said, this is our bonus. Chose Wesley Snipes, again, like you said, most entertaining role.
Fuck yeah.
As Nino Brown in New Jack City. New Jack City is directed by Mario Van Peebles. Do you know anything about this man?
I know he's the guy who gets eaten in Jaws 4.
Yes. That's about what I know, too.
And he directed USS Indianapolis Men of Courage because he's the guy who got eaten in Jaws 4.
Yeah. That's about right. New Jack City is definitely his baby. It's like his bread and butter. He's done a lot of TV work. He actually directed one of my favorite episodes of Lost, which is Dr. Linus. It's obviously a big episode for Ben Linus. Yeah, so, if you look at his resume, you're like, oh yeah, I've seen him, it's all a couple episodes here and there of TV shows that are huge. But this, New Jack City, he was young, and I guess people thought this was going to be the kind of movies he was making, but it was more of a one-hit wonder. And that can happen when you have such a cool cast of Wesley Snipes, Ice-T, Chris Rock, Judd Nelson. I mean, come on. It's fantastic. This is your first time seeing New Jack City.
This was my first time seeing New Jack City, and let's introduce this thing. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
I'm Austin Johnson.
Welcome to New Jack City, and welcome to Filmgazm. It's good. So, I get, I know that you love this movie, but is there any specific reason that you picked this one as opposed to like Demolition Man or Passenger 57 or, well, that's it for Wesley Snipes?
I love all of them.
Was this your immediate, like, there was no question about it?
No question. No questions asked. This is my favorite movie that he was a part of.
Very nice.
For sure. It is... I like to pair it with your King of New York.
Yeah.
I like to King of New York and New Jack are 1990, 1991. It's just intense. I like to think that these movies, these kinds of films that are very gritty, very ambitious, and are trying to tell stories within these dark characters who have dark past and make crazy decisions that hurt people around them. And
the 90s was the heyday of the crime drama.
Yeah, and I think and I know this. I've heard recently on the Rewatchables podcast, one of my favorite podcasts of all time, Quentin Tarantino was on, and he talked about King of New York and how it's one of his favorite movies of all time, and how it influenced him as a director and as a writer, and how it influenced that entire decade and that whole era. And I put New Jack City right there with it, because New Jack City, $8 million budget, made around $50 million, became a huge hit amongst the black culture in America, and then became huge in the culture period, and still remains a huge part of the culture period today. When I first saw it, I was just blown away by, first off, the soundtrack, second off, Chris Rock.
Yeah.
All I had seen him in was, doing voice work for this and that, and then, Saturday Night Live and goofy-ass comedies. To see him play a crackhead, a damn near perfect crackhead, was extremely rewarding as a viewer, as an audience member, as a fan of his, to see, in my opinion, his best work ever.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes' best work ever. Ice-T's best work ever. Judd Nelson's best work ever. I love him in this movie as Peretti. Great chemistry amongst everybody. It was just, to me, when you told me Blade, it was like, no fucking question. Also, once you told me you hadn't seen it, it was like, okay, definitely double down, no question. He's got to see this movie. Because you've seen the other ones, right? Demolition Man.
I've seen Demolition Man. I haven't seen Passenger 57.
Have you seen White Man Can't Jump? No? Okay, you love both. Yeah, I love all of them. But I think New Jack is the coolest performance. Nino Brown's the coolest character. And I think it's, in a way, the most important of all of those, if that makes sense.
I agree with you, yeah.
Culture-wise, it's big, man. It's a big movie.
Very true.
Yeah, really enjoy this one. What do you, what did you walk away from? Like, what was the thing you walked away like, wow, yeah.
I thought it was brilliant how the film used Nino Brown as more of a story device than a character. Like, yeah, he's a great character, but they use him as a way to expose the true problem of the crack epidemic.
Here's
in
the
America.
statistics, yeah.
Here's the stats. Nino Brown is not a rare case. There's a Nino Brown in every city in America.
Yeah.
You know, the dealers are a symptom of the problem.
Yeah. So with that already, like you and we love storytelling. It almost feels like a biopic almost.
It does feel like a biopic.
And that's like on purpose, like you said, is supposed to be representing all kinds of characters that are all over the United States, all over the world. These people who are greedy and, run things in crooked ways.
I thought it was a brilliant depiction of the crack epidemic. I thought the way they showed how, the lows of the addicts and the highs of the dealers, who's, everybody, it's like they're sucking the life out of the...
They, have to coexist for this horrible world to happen, yeah.
It's great. Yeah. I love how everyone's kind of playing against type.
Yes.
Wesley Snipes is a bad guy. Chris Rock's a crackhead.
Ice-T's a cop. Yeah.
Judd Nelson's a cop. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's so strange, but I love it. I love every second of it. It really is cool. And it feels like the Black Godfather.
Yeah.
It's really smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Without further ado, let's get into the plot a little bit here and talk about, what we love about it.
Yeah.
All right, so story begins in Harlem, 1986. That's Nino Brown and his gang, the Cash Money Brothers, which is just a fucking awesome name. Like Lil Wayne and rap, Cash Money. That's all their record label. That's because of this movie.
Really?
Oh yeah. No, yeah. The hats they're wearing. Did you notice? Quentin Tarantino wears those hats all the time when he's directing in the 90s. Jackie Brown, yeah. It's huge, man. It was huge. I'm really glad you saw it because it's like not just a movie. It's like a movie's movie.
Yeah.
Where it influenced other movies, and that's come on.
It's a culture maker. Those are the kind of films I need to see.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, likewise, I think there's always room to grow in that regard. Obviously, we always spoil movies. We're going to talk about the plot in detail. So if you haven't seen New Jack, go fucking watch it. Come back and listen to this because it's a lot of fun. So the Cash Money Brothers become the dominant drug ring in New York City once crack cocaine is introduced to the streets.
I love the way that they do that, though.
It's realistic as fuck.
Yeah, they weren't going crazy over the cocaine. They were going crazy over the base.
Yes.
This is the really addictive part.
Yeah.
And Nino's like, you know what? Maybe there's something to that.
Yeah.
Goddamn, man. Crack.
Crazy. Oof. He's thinking in, just sheer numbers. Yeah.
Crack scares the shit out of me, man.
Oh, my gosh. We're going to run like lions, tigers, and bears. His gang consists of his best friend, G-Money, enforcer, man, gunmole, Keisha, who, God, I love her. She's great. Nino's girlfriend, Selena, and her tech-savvy cousin, Kareem. Can't stand Kareem. Never could. Never have. I don't like that guy. Neither does Nino. Nino converts the Carter apartment complex into a crack house. G-Money and Keisha kill rival Fat Smitty, and the CMB, the Cash Money Brothers, throw out the tenants, and Nino forces the landlord out on the streets naked. Now, all right.
That was so fucked up.
My gosh. I mean, to give some context, naked in the streets is not it's not an understatement. I mean, this is a brutal way to introduce Nino Brown.
He strips and emasculates this man in full view of his tenants. On the side of on the streets. But the fact that this guy is so powerful, he can just take an apartment building and turn it into a crack house.
Yeah.
A crack den, where he's like king of this building. It's really fucked up. And that scene where he drags a guy through the road naked, I don't know why, but I kept thinking of American Gangster.
Yeah.
Like, that's something Frank Lucas would do.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Definitely.
And I wonder if, because Frank Lucas was a real guy, if some of the
Nino Brown
might have been inspired by that guy.
By actual Frank Lucas, yeah.
Possibly.
I definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that comparison a lot. American Gangster's awesome.
It's a great movie.
2007.
It's awesome seeing Denzel play such a cold, soulless son of a bitch.
Well, yeah, and to have Russell Crowe, and him like head to head is a treat. Yeah, it's really cool, and we'll do that as a bonus someday, I'm sure, because it's a cool one. All right, so after that brutality, meanwhile, undercover detective Scotty Appleton, that's our boy Ice-T. He's attempting to make a deal with stick-up kid Pookie. Pookie is Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. I can't fucking believe it.
But Pookie, like the crackhead he is, runs off with the money. Appleton chases Pookie, and this is just one of the coolest fucking chases. Pookie's on a bike going downstairs, da 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 da, and there's Ice-T behind him running. It's just the music. Oh man, it's such a cool way to get you into this world where it's like you're here now. Sorry, you can't stop watching this movie after the first 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
New Jack City has that it has that one of those attention grabbing sentences. Just come on, you're here now.
It doesn't feel like anything else. It's weird.
Oh, it's so
the movie
cool.
feels like, it's on crack.
Yeah.
It's constantly moving.
You're
There's
just moving with it. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So we got Appleton chasing Pookie, ends up shooting him in the leg. Pookie, that is. And the police let Pookie go. This crackhead, what is he really? It's a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
A lot of money. Nino's gang, meanwhile, successfully run the streets of Harlem for over the next 3 years or so. Give or take is what, the movie's giving. So we're in 1989. Detective Stone comes under pressure, which is actually played by Mario Van Peebles, the director.
Yep.
Appleton volunteers to infiltrate Nino's gang and is partnered with loose cannon Nick Peretti. Judd fucking Nelson. Man, what all have you seen him in?
The Breakfast Club.
Of course. And then other random shit, right? That you don't remember.
Yeah.
Same. I'm like, I think he was in that, or he might have been over here, and I'll see his name in IMDb. But Breakfast Club in New Jack City.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's great. I'm sure as I get older, I might think differently.
I love how they tease the old man throughout.
Yeah.
And how he's going to the cops. He's saying they threw us they're doing horrible things in there. They turn it into a crack den. Aren't you going to do anything? And the cop is actively ignoring him. Like, what the fuck? Ugh. And they just keep going back to him. And
yeah,
I love that you don't know you should be watching this guy.
I know.
It's so
he's
smart.
The real movie. Yeah,
It's so. Oh man,
he's the real movie.
It's brilliant.
Yeah,
just pissed me off that the cop's not even acknowledging him.
Yeah, I know. Oh, jeez.
New York.
New York. So yeah, so now we have the great combination of Appleton, Ice-T, and Nick Peretti, Judd Nelson, and they have to be a team now and work together to infiltrate. And they're both loose cannons. They're both hot, egotistical. I'm doing it my way.
They're both Murtaugh. I mean, they're both Riggs.
Yeah.
Mistake.
But elsewhere there's still things going on in Nino Brown's life. So we have mobster Frankie Needles attempting to collect taxes from Nino. Who plays Frankie Needles?
Who was it?
Because I personally cannot remember.
Frankie Needles, Anthony DeSando.
Yes, yeah. I don't have. I need the cast list pulled up here. He's a sleazy guy here, trying to get taxes from Nino. Obviously, Nino's not cool with that. And while
no,
what's up?
I'm saying no, he is not cool with that.
Oh yeah, no. I thought you were about to say something about Frankie Needles, or the guy who plays him. So it's I want to paint the picture here. It's a little bit holiday time is going on. This is a really cool scene. Appleton and Peretti are spying on Nino and his gang as they're handing out turkeys to the poor.
Motherfucker.
Nino, you bastard, hiding behind all that,
Yeah, hiding behind the junkies you created.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Now, Appleton sees Pookie, the guy he shot.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, fuck. And he's a crack addict now, and he's like, oh, man. And, he's like beating the shit out of his girlfriend, I guess.
But I love that Nino gives him the whole turkey. He's like, is this enough?
Yeah. He's like, get the fuck out of here.
Pookie's just like, anyone buy a turkey? Anyone buy a turkey? Motherfucker.
Yeah. New York.
The mentality of a crackhead is captured so perfectly in this movie.
Oh, man.
Ugh. Sad.
Insanity. Appleton sees Pookie and immediately something strikes him. He feels for the guy. And instead of arresting him for punching this girl, he gets him into rehab.
Yeah.
Helps him out. It's I think this would be better than putting him into a jail cell and him tweaking out until he gets out in the morning and does the same thing.
Well, Ice-T, Appleton, he's from the neighborhood. This could have been him. It very easily could have been him.
Yeah.
And he knows that. That's why I think he takes Pookie under his wing. And also so he has an inside man who owes him.
Yeah, which is exactly what happens. Pookie offers to help bring Nino down. this works out for Appleton and Peretti because they're like, yeah, like you said, they need the inside guy.
Yeah.
They have their man. Pookie owes them a favor. Tough spot.
Very tough spot.
Very tough spot for a recovering drug addict. So against his better judgment and disapproval of Stone and Peretti, Appleton recruits Pookie as an informant in the Carter. So Appleton says, all right, let's do it. Let's do it, man. We're going to use you. We're going to, use a wire, this and that. You're going to infiltrate the gang.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. What a horrible spot, man.
Yeah.
For Pookie. It really is terrible, as I've rewatched it a few times, and I just always watch his storyline like, fuck.
I know.
So
I
sad.
didn't know where it was going. So
No, it's tough to know. Yeah.
I couldn't believe
Well,
it, man.
when you rewatch it, you'll still get caught in the feelings and the emotions of how good the storytelling is here. It's great.
Especially when Pookie keeps almost lighting up, and then he finally fucking does it.
Yeah.
God damn it, man! You had it.
Yeah,
You escaped crack.
Yeah, they did. There's scenes like Rocky type scenes where they're training, doing push-ups, and he's trying to get him back into shape, do jumping jacks, and Appleton's really trying to get his life back on track. And part of that might have been the organization and the responsibility of doing something like infiltrating the gang, but man.
Part of it's that, but also you can't throw a fat kid
No.
into a candy store
No.
and tell him not to eat anything.
No. So, of course, our man Pookie, he has the wire. He's infiltrated the gang. And there's, a scene where we kind of know what's coming. We don't want it to come. He fucking relapses, and
Fucks up everything.
And G-Money knows right away. G-Money's like, the fuck is this guy on?
Yeah, you're
And
high.
he's like, bitch, are you? Like, what's going on right now? And, undoes his shirt and he's wired.
Ugh.
Oh,
And
man.
it fucks up the whole operation. They start burning everything. Ugh. God.
And as you can guess, the cops find Pookie's bloody corpse. But it is booby-trapped.
Yeah.
Not only do they not get to fucking grieve over this, they gotta keep acting and keep
They gotta
adjusting
defuse
and
the
adapting.
bomb.
So Peretti defuses the explosive seconds before. Very intense. Very
Yeah,
intense scene. he literally doesn't know what thing to pull, what plug to pull, and he pulls a random one and it works. And fucking Judd Nelson,
God.
mess with the bull, you get the horns. Oh man, crazy. Angry, of course. Nino warns G-Money not to make such a costly mistake again. You fucking idiot. Why would you ever let this junkie back in? I told you. Yeah. He tried to warn him. He's like, but this is your operation? I'm letting you run things, G-Money? And you fucked it up, dude. You fucked it up. And then they start having tension.
Yeah.
There's tension amongst the drug dealers now.
But there was already tension because Nino's sleeping with G-Money's girl.
And G-Money knows, like, the whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck,
Nino
man.
never even bothers to hide it because he's the king.
Nope.
The king wants your girl. The king gets your girl. That's how it works.
Yeah. Come at the king, you best not miss. It's from The Wire.
Fuck yeah, man. I love that.
Omar, yeah.
That was a scene in The Walking Dead where one of Negan's guys challenges him for the throne. And Negan says something like, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Those are always the best, yeah.
Never challenge.
You have to go through me.
You got to challenge the king.
Yeah.
You better be prepared.
Well, I've always loved my favorite scenes from Black Panther are when Killmonger and him are, and he's like, I will challenge you. Like, I will be the one who steps up to you. I'm not fucking scared, and he's like, you can't even protect your father. He's throwing things at him, and they're just two dudes, just egos and strength just going at. It's just awesome. And it makes for cinematic glory. Like
later on when G-Money starts doing his own side hustles, trying to like overthrow Nino.
Yeah.
Reminded me of my favorite line in The Usual Suspects, where Kaiser Soze says, how do you shoot the devil in the back? What if you miss?
What if you miss?
Jesus Christ.
What if you hit the wrong spot? Oh man. New Jack City. After Pookie's funeral and no longer needed by Stone, Appleton and Peretti go undercover as drug dealers.
I don't get why they never just did that from the start.
I don't either, especially Appleton.
Yeah.
Ice-T, that's what he already was doing at the beginning of the film, making that deal. I felt like he already could pull that off. He can do it well. I don't know. It just seemed obvious, but...
Maybe they just really wanted to work with Chris Rock.
Yeah. That we need him in this movie, yeah.
I don't know.
And he was great.
He was great.
After bribing Frankie Needles, which we, earlier had issues with Nino, of course.
Ooh, yeah.
Appleton infiltrates the Cash Money brothers, due in part to G Money's increasing ambition and drug use, like Connor mentioned earlier. Though Nino distrusts them, he agrees to do business. So now, like, we have scenes of Nino and Appleton, like, chilling,
Yeah.
hanging out in the pool with women and
Appleton
drinking.
quickly becomes like the only one Nino can trust.
Yeah.
He saves his life when the old guy shows up with a gun.
It becomes very much like a Scarface scenario where he's, like, paranoid and you're the only guy all of a sudden that I trust.
It's Donnie Brasco.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Nuts.
It's wild stuff.
And it really works. Ice-T really sells both worlds. It's awesome.
God, man. It's craziness. So after relating an anecdote about his own violent initiation into a gang, Nino warns that he will kill both Appleton and G-Money if there are ever any problems. And you believe it.
Yeah.
100% believe it. This guy will not hesitate. This guy's got, while his people are like weighing out his drugs, cutting up his drugs like American gangsters, tits hanging out, ass out.
Yeah.
No, nothing. No chance of a wire. No, just all the males are like, yeah, everybody's naked. That's working on the drugs, and it's just this scene of like these people are my robots.
Nino's a man who only values loyalty. Anything less is death, and he makes good on that shit constantly. It's crazy. It's such a great character.
Oh man, you remember that old man we were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He comes back up here.
Yeah.
Because, Appleton and Nino, they trust each other. And Appleton reveals important information to him about G-Money and the side hustle. Also, in a very important scene, the old man pulls out a gun,
Yeah.
hoping to kill Nino Brown, and Appleton stops it right away. What the fuck? Aren't you like... I'm so conflicted right there as like an audience member. I'm like, oh man, like... What's going on right now? Obviously, he's a cop, so he can't let someone... it's just, there's so much...
Well, it's not just about killing Nino Brown. You kill Nino Brown, and there's just going to be another Nino Brown.
Yeah, you need to stop the
gotta take
operation.
The whole thing down.
Yes. Well, my point would be, how do you not let your emotions get the best of you? Because you want to kill this fucker.
Yeah.
He killed Pookie. You want to kill this dude.
Well, Appleton he's in control.
Yeah. He's in a good spot.
He's a good cop. By the book, mostly.
So after he does that, there's even more trust, obviously. And Nino, Appleton, and the Cash Money brothers attend a wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Peretti sneaks into Nino's mansion to collect evidence. So that's a good bit. You got Judd Nelson sneaking around while they're off doing their thing, partying. Oh man, it's just great, and you can tell it's coming to a crescendo. You're like, oh, something's gonna happen here.
Mm-hmm.
Don Amarteo sends hitmen to assassinate Nino.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, he has it coming, right? He's just never shuts up. He's always talking shit to all the competition.
Yep.
He doesn't let up. Massive shootout erupts between the Cash Money brothers and his hitmen. Absolutely fantastic, brilliant scene.
Nino fucking uses a child as a human shield.
Yes. No hesitation. No. We need those scenes. We need to know inside of an hour and a half movie that Nino is this he is this.
He's a shit.
He is this. Yeah, he is a shit. Yes.
Sure. And Appleton goes out of his way to save that kid.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, when Nino uses a child as a shield, Appleton attempts to shoot Nino behind his back. Keisha is gunned down as she sprays bullets into the hitman's van as they escape. Craziness. Later, Selena condemns Nino for his murderous activities, and Nino throws her out. Didn't care about her in the first place, I guess. Fucking dickhead. Nino later kills Don Amarteo and his crew for a speeding motorcycle in retaliation from the wedding shootout. This guy. This fucking guy. He's Tony Montana.
Yeah.
He's not going to stop.
He cleans fucking house.
He's not going to stop. Now you've affected him personally, and he's upset with these people, and these people have turned on him, and oh man, just ultimate gangster, climax where you're just like, here we go. Yeah. It's him against everybody. Because at the end of the day, you're a piece of shit, and people are going to see through it, Fuck Nino Brown, man. So Stone, Appleton, and Peretti arrange a sting operation to nab Nino, of course. Kareem, who knows that Appleton and Pookie were connected, blows Appleton's cover.
Yeah.
Yes, because he knows
He recognized him
Yes.
when he arrested Pookie the first
from
time.
the very beginning. Yeah, from the very beginning of the film.
This guy's 5'0".
Yeah. What the fuck? Hey, now I know where that guy's from. Yeah, he's like, I recognized him from the first place. Crazy. Another shootout ensues.
They're really not good at containing situations. The cops here.
Oh no.
They're so bad at this.
Oh no. It's like they want. Yeah, they like
They
wake
fuck
up.
every single
They like
time.
wake up like maybe I'll be in a shootout today. Yeah, like god damn, shouldn't you
How
stop
can
these?
I best ruin this sting today? What can I do to fuck this up today?
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I love that Peretti makes a beeline for the drugs, gets him in the car, so no one takes off with the briefcase full of crack.
Yeah. Yeah. Good cop. Oh man, but he does save. Peretti saves Appleton by killing Dun Man, who is like my favorite character in Do the Right Thing. He's great. Can't wait to see that one.
It's Bill Nunn, right?
Yeah.
He's Robbie in Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, he's amazing. I love him. Yeah, Do the Right Thing, man. He's great. So Nino escapes, and you're like, fuck, shit. Are we gonna have another shootout? Here we go. God damn it. That night, Nino confronts G Money. Finally, this has come to a halt. Who accuses Nino of egotism? Yeah, no shit. And Nino regretfully kills him.
Well, Nino's, G Money says like, we built this together. You didn't do this by yourself. I was there the whole time. And Nino's just like, it was never.
You're a junkie, man. Yeah.
Ugh. Boom, right in the head.
Once like brothers, now just
the
nothing.
tears streaming down Nino's face. Props to Wesley Snipes for that scene. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
way to go.
Yeah, incredible stuff. And his gang collapses, and people are dead.
Yeah,
his main members are all dead.
Mm-hmm. Mostly due to his own gross incompetence.
Yes, yeah. Nino holds up in an apartment and continues his criminal empire solo.
Now he's just a dealer.
Yeah, Scotty and Nick assault the complex, and Scotty brutally beats Nino.
Oh, so satisfying.
Yes, revealing that it was his mother that Nino killed in his gang initiation.
You think that really was, or do you think that's just Appleton projecting? Because he does that a lot in this movie.
Could be Appleton projecting, yeah. Could be.
That's the vibe I got.
Yeah, you don't totally. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just sounds scary.
It sounds strong,
Yeah.
and it's I get why he would think that. It very well could be, but he
Crazy.
beats the shit out of Nino.
Oh yeah.
In front of everybody, treats him like a bitch. Like damn.
Oh man.
Yeah, and Nino they arrest him, and Nino's laughing, saying like, "I'll be out in a week."
Well, yeah, because I mean, they talk Scotty out of killing Nino and just taking into custody.
The
Yeah.
look at Appleton's eyes, I'm like, he is gonna unload that whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And now we have the trial.
Yeah.
We still have to get through that shit. Nino pleads guilty to a lesser charge, claims to have been forced to help the gang due to threats, and identifies Kareem as the leader, you scum. The only guy who's alive.
Yeah.
When Nino is sentenced to only 1 year in jail, Appleton, everyone is outraged, of course. I am. I still am every time I watch the movie. I'm like, fuck that, dude.
But then Nino says, I'm not the only one. Like, I'm just one of many.
Yeah.
Like, you got to solve the real problem. Like, now he's a fucking activist. Like, now he's trying to do the right thing. Fuck you.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. And he's, of course, people are like shocked by this, this 1 year sentence there. There's reporters talking to him right outside the courtroom, and you're like, man, no way. No way. Because the movie's got to be ending soon. You're like, fuck. What's going on? What's going on? That old man, for the third and final time, comes onto the screen and shoots Nino right in the fucking chest.
Yeah.
And Appleton looks at him like, what in the hell?
And Peretti's got this big old smile on his face.
Yeah.
Justice was served.
Justice, bitch.
Motherfucker.
Peretti and Appleton are both satisfied as Nino falls over the balcony. Epic, poetic fall.
Like a literal fall from
to
grace.
His death.
Yeah.
As the onlookers look down on his body, an epilogue states to the viewers that decisive action must be taken to stop the real-life Nino Browns in our country.
The king is dead, but the kingdom lives on.
Yes. We must stand up as citizens and authorities and cops and all alike to stop the Nino Browns of the world. That's the ultimate message of this movie.
Yeah, and that's not just drugs. That's anybody who profits off suffering. Anybody who, people who run sweatshops, people who, dictators, politicians who line their pockets off people's, collected suffering. Nino Brown he represents all of that, all of mankind's most evil traits.
Yeah.
And we need to put a bullet through his heart. It's the only way we can progress as a society.
We have to stop it, yeah.
Yeah. I like that this movie makes that claim. It takes that stance. That's ballsy.
Very.
Especially in the middle of the real-life crack epidemic.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. New Jack City has an IMDb score of 6.7, Rotten Tomatoes score of 77%.
Solid. I give it a big old 9 out of 10. I love this. I think it's the reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is that there are, at the end of the day, we are dealing, Ice-T and Judd Nelson. I love them as performers, but they're not the best. And there are scenes that they don't totally sell for me, which is fine. That's not totally the point of this movie. It's the storytelling here.
Yeah.
And the underlying message of, just stand up to the bullies.
For sure, man. I give it an 8. I really enjoyed it. And I was reading some stories about this. Ice-T was very hesitant to take the role.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want his street cred to be muddled by the fact that he played a cop.
Yeah, this is 1991.
And now he's been a cop for 25 years on fucking Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
I love that. The guy who wrote Cop Killer is, Special Victims Unit.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah, awesome. And, Killer. Great movie. Good choice.
Yeah, no, I think it's like the definition of a good bonus. It's packed with cool stuff. It's like a cultural, it's like an iconic movie culturally. It's really glad we got to talk about it. And I'm really glad we could talk about Blade earlier this week.
Yeah, the soundtrack. Fuck, man. The soundtrack of this movie is insane.
It really is. And you find more and more, these 90s movies, man, good God. And in particular, these movies that are actually made by African Americans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it makes a difference, man. It makes a huge difference.
100%.
That representation is huge, is big. I personally think we need more New Jack Cities. We need more American Gangsters. We need more movies that are about that part of society. They're fucking entertaining as hell.
They are, and they're important.
And they're important, and they provide opportunities for characters that are just so fucking cool and so much fun to watch and so stylized. I just would like to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more New Jack Cities.
I agree, man. And I think with today, with up and comers like Jordan Peele, we're going to. We're in a great renaissance right now, and I just can't wait to see what comes next.
Me too.
That's the thing with film is it's always growing, always evolving, always looking back, always looking forward. It's just it's its own entity that never stops,
spinning at all times,
and everything that comes out of it, everything has value.
Yeah.
Even the shittiest movie, Cats has value.
Yeah. And there's plenty of people who went I heard this I can't. It's this podcast called The Oscar Should Have Gone To. It's a cool podcast.
Oh, that's neat.
And she went and saw Cats. She's like, I don't know how old she is, but she must be in her 30s or so, just by some of the stuff I've heard her say. And stuff she says when she was a kid. I'm just assuming, movies she talks about. But she said she went and saw Cats just really, really stoned. And she's like, it was horrible, but it was so much fun. She's like, I needed that. My week was stressful as fuck, and I needed that. She's like, I just wanted to get away and just be stupid for a while. Is that okay? And I echo that. All movies have a place.
Yeah.
All movies have a spot, somewhere. They can serve some sort of purpose. Do I want to watch them all? Yes.
Yes.
Do I want to watch them all at all times? No. There's a time and place for all of them,
Yeah.
And I think New Jack City, I'm really glad we found that spot right here.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
Fuck yeah, man. Next week is our Weird Shit Wednesday on Philip Seymour Hoffman. Enjoy that.
Oh, man.
A hell of a time putting that together. Prepping it for 3 months, so it's going to be an epic 50th episode.
Might have a bonus for you this Sunday.
Maybe. We'll see how things go.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
You'll see. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
If not, there's other stuff to listen to.
And this Sunday is the Oscars.
Yes. So if we don't, there's gonna be stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for the Oscars, man. What real quick, right now, since we're coming up in less than a week,
Yeah.
what would be less than a few days, Jesus.
Yeah, this will be on Friday, so in 2 days.
Yeah.
What do we got?
What's gonna win Best Picture?
1917.
I'm going Parasite.
Really?
I'm going Parasite.
Okay.
I think the Academy is going to do differently than everybody else has. Yeah. Okay. I think all the acting stuff is going to be what everybody else has done. The Golden Globes, the BAFTAs, the SAGs, they've all kind of done the same thing. Joaquin, Laura Dern, Renee Zellweger. Yeah. So I'm okay. And Brad Pitt, of course. I'm okay with that. But I think the Academy is going to do one thing that'll be like a little bit shocking, and I think it's going to be Best Picture. And I don't even think it's... Also, what's the ballot, preferential balloting? They do, you know how it works, the voting?
No, we don't.
So the voting works, you rank them 1 through 9. You rank the movies. So we have, so say I'm ranking them. I would, Parasite 1, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 2, whatever, it's 1917 3, Joker, da-da-da. You name all 9 of them. Each of the voters rank them. Now, whoever gets obviously the most first place vote, is the winner. But a movie like Parasite, to me, will be a lot of people's second place. I know a lot of people who 1917 to them is the best movie for sure. Think it's like the biggest achievement. I know a lot of people who think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is definitely the best movie. I've heard people say Marriage Story is the best movie for dramatic reasons. Now, Parasite is always somewhat, if they've seen it, it's always right there. It's like in their top 3 from the year, from 2019. Everybody. So I'm thinking, if it gets a lot of second place votes, and a lot of third place, and maybe a few first placers, it can surpass 1917 because 1917 won't have as many. You know what I'm saying? I think 1917 will have more first place votes than Parasite, but it might not have as many second placers. So some voters might have it like 5th or 6th or 7th. And I don't think anyone's going to have Parasite 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th. I think they will all have it 1, 2, or 3. Meaning, I think by default, it'll just have the most highest votes. And I think it'll win because of that.
Interesting. I think the Oscars are going to do exactly what they did to Roma. I think they're going to give Bong Joon-ho Best Director, and they're going to give it Best International Film. But I think Best Picture I think 1917 is a lock.
Yeah, well, Sam Mendes has been winning everything, too.
That's true. He could take Director. This is, I know we've said this many times, but this really does feel like it's anybody's game.
And there's a new president with the Academy. The Oscars have a chance here, to me, I'm holding out hope, to really do something different. Yeah. Like I said, all of the other award shows have been the exact same, pretty much. And makes it a little less exciting, but the Oscars, I do think they're going to be a little bit different than everybody else. Also,
all 9 films are good. And anybody could take it, and I'd be okay.
Yeah, my least favorite is Joker.
My least favorite's The Irishman.
And those two, both of those. And I like both of those. Mm-hmm. I really like aspects of Joker.
Yeah. But I fucking loved Parasite.
1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Marriage Story, and Jojo Rabbit.
This is, it's
Little
crazy.
Women's really good. Yeah. Awesome year.
I finally did see Little Women, so now I've got a full
we've got the whole
dance card.
We've done it. Yeah, we've done it all. Can't wait. We'll be watching them together. We're super excited.
Absolutely.
We'll do a recap.
It's our Super Bowl.
We'll do a recap and we'll release that the following Sunday.
Yes.
Just to kind of talk about what happened at the shows and
the shockers, the expectations.
And we'll talk about how Parasite's the most recent Best Picture winner.
Will we now?
I fucking hope so.
I think we're going to be celebrating 1917 and Sam Mendes' second Oscar win for Best Director.
That'd be great, but I really hope Parasite wins.
I'd be okay either way.
I'll be okay no matter what. Yeah. I'll always be okay. I just
there is no Crash.
There's not even a Bohemian Rhapsody or a Green Book. There's no controversy.
No, everything's great.
Well, if Joker won, some people would be very upset. But
he's not gonna win.
No, I don't think so. It'll win a lot of other stuff.
He's gonna get some technical stuff. Probably score.
Yeah,
Joaquin's gonna take it.
Yeah,
but Best Picture, no. Todd Phillips ain't walking away with anything. Sorry.
Yeah.
Adapted screenplay
It's just funny. I listen to a lot of stuff I listen to the Big Picture podcast where they talk about exclusively Oscar movies, and then I listened to Film Spotting where they're They watch everything. They go fucking out there. And there's so many people who are just like, nah, like Joker? Like, why is that a best picture now? And it's hard because I really liked it and I love Joaquin so much. But I am in the boat of like, is this the one of Joaquin's career that I just think he's been better. And I think he's been in a lot better movies, quite frankly. And so it's just kind of like, why are we... It's like people will jump on the bandwagon. It's like, but the wagon's been there, man. It's been there for a long time. Like, The Master and Her. This guy, that was 8 years ago, 7 years ago. I don't know why it takes so long for people to fucking get it,
Yeah, Pacino didn't win till the 90s.
Yeah, I know. And Brad Pitt's just about to get his first.
Yeah.
So it's just weird how, like, I just don't... Why can't we give it to them when they're in the middle of their shit? Like, Scent of a Woman? Really? Really?
I know.
Of all of Al Pacino's movies.
Yeah.
That's like my 9th favorite. Not even. It's like, I don't even know where that is.
He should have taken it for Godfather, too.
Or Serpico, or fucking Scarface, for that matter, compared to that. Come on, man. It's just... It feels like the Oscars does this too often, where they, like, give it to somebody because, like, well, but they've gotten, like, they've been there a lot. It's like, yeah, but give it to them when they... Leo. I don't think The Revenant's his best performance. I love that performance, but I don't think it's his best.
I think he earned that shit for The Revenant, personally. I would have given it to him earlier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For Django.
That's what I'm saying. He should have fucking 3 of them. Yeah, that's my point. Is like we just like wait too long. Like they need to be older.
Yeah.
Well, why? Why? What does that fucking matter? Give it to the guy who's the best.
Yeah.
The best.
That's how it always should be. But it's not. It's very political.
Yeah. And I don't even know. Maybe Joaquin is the best. Well, or was the best this year. But it feels like it's already been clouded too much because everybody's just like handed it to him already. There's no chance for a race. And that's what bothers me. Yeah. Best picture feels like there's definitely a race.
True.
Definitely a race.
Very true.
And that preferential balloting, man, that changes a lot. It makes things different. It's not just straight up like they all vote. It's they rank them and they like lots of calculations go into it. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited because we've seen them all. I'm excited because movies will be celebrated, and I'm excited just for that closure of like who's gonna win.
Me too. The Oscars always mark the end of the previous film year for me.
Yeah.
And this will be finally closing the book on 2019.
Yes.
And getting to embrace the films of 2020 as, with my full attention.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie that wasn't nominated for Best Picture from 2019?
The Farewell.
The Farewell?
Yeah.
Not The Lighthouse?
I like The Lighthouse, but The Farewell,
is great.
It was so endearing and so real.
I would take The Irishman out and put Farewell in.
I would too.
Personally. People think we're crazy. Like, people love The Irishman.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
I watched the whole thing.
Me too. I actually watched it, not twice, but I watched it all the way through, and then I watched, like, stuff again, like, scenes again.
You could cut a substantial amount of that movie, and we just...
And even...
It's not enough.
Even then, I'm just...
It's by the numbers.
Yeah.
And it's probably bullshit.
That, too, is a big part of it, yeah. Well, and I just don't think any of them... I think Al Pacino's did a really good job, but even Joe Pesci, I love Joe Pesci. Subtle, and it's a good performance, but I don't think him or De Niro were, like...
No.
Great.
No.
Which is, obviously what we're used to, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, in any year where it was just so fucking strong, it's just not even near my top 10.
No, I think that that Pesci's spot should be taken by Defoe for The Lighthouse.
Defoe was the biggest snub by far.
Yeah, I think Scorsese's director spot should be taken by Robert Eggers.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And the screenplay shot should be taken by Lulu Wang. That's how it should be. I don't think The Irishman has a chance.
I agree.
I think it doesn't match up with the rest of those incredible films.
No.
And for more if you want to know our full thoughts on The Irishman, we did a bonus on that last year. Check that out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, weak.
Just, yeah. Well, when you're a huge Scorsese fan. Yeah.
Certain expectations,
It's tough. It's tough. But yeah, I can name, 20 movies I liked better that I saw this year. I think movies that got overlooked because of, like, lack of marketing and lack of money, quite frankly, is The Last Black Man in San Francisco. That also came out pretty early. But they just don't care. That's not a movie that cares about winning stuff. It just was made because it needed to be made. And then Waves. Also a movie that just didn't have the marketing scheme, didn't have the power or the legs to kind of like move forward into award season, you know?
Yeah.
But I think those movies are like of a caliber, like out of this fucking world, that people need to see. And it's just hard to compare because you're like, in my mind, I'm like, those two movies are way better than Joker and Irishman. But most of those voters probably didn't see those two movies. So that's just how it goes.
If you're an Academy voter, you have an obligation to see everything.
They don't, though.
That pisses me off.
I know.
They don't even watch the voted movie. They watch like 15-minute clips.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
I know.
We're putting in more work than they are.
Oh, there's plenty of people and writers. Shout out to Sean Finney. Sean Finney sees a movie like almost every day, like in theaters.
Nice.
There's people who do the work and like can actually tell you consciously, hey, I saw 100 movies in theaters this year. I can tell you which ones are the best. And that's where I would like to be as a person because I love going to the theater. I love seeing stuff. And I love finding something new that's mine, you know? Where it's, oh, I saw this and I can tell people about it.
I know.
That art was handed to me. That's how I felt. That's how I still feel about Waves. I'm still sharing it with people. And
that's how I felt about Parasite. Because I'm the only one
still
in my
feel that way.
circle
I still
who
feel
saw it.
that way about Parasite. Luckily, I saw that one with my dad and my brother on my brother's birthday, so that was great. Like immediately there were people to talk to about it. And then my brother was like told his wife, "You have to see this." Like so we can continue talking. Cuz I can't. It's one of those movies you like, I can't. I got to say something. And there were so many of those this year. I guess is one of my point. I'm rambling about 2019. I just thought it was great.
It was great.
And I'm really excited for the Oscars.
Me too.
And I love that we got to do the Gazzies. I think I want people to go back and listen to that if they want to.
Yeah.
In honor of the Oscars and match it up. We chose 1917.
Yes.
We did. We thought it was the most complete film.
Yes, we did.
Now, the more and more I think about Parasite, though, that's why I said it. I think it's going to win. The more and more I think about it, it just stays with you.
It does, but I feel the same way about 1917.
I feel a little bit stronger about Parasite.
Okay.
What about Once Upon a Time?
I love it.
Did it get lost? Third?
Yeah.
Well, it's my second favorite movie of the whole year. Waves is my favorite, then Parasite are my three favorite movies. But 1917 is so solid.
Yeah.
It puts you in a place. It just puts you there.
For me, it's Avengers Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
1917, and probably Once Upon a Time. I think it's probably fourth now that I'm thinking about it.
Marriage Story is my fourth, so yeah. Right on. That's amazing.
It's going to be a very interesting...
That's amazing.
Especially now that I know we're going to be betting against each other. So it's going to be a very interesting day.
That's right. Yeah, because I'm betting Parasite. My mind could change because I listen to a lot of stuff, but right now I'm going Parasite. I'm convinced about the way the voting goes. I think a lot of people are going to vote it second.
Okay, well, we will see.
Yeah, I can't wait. Watch both of us be wrong and Tarantino win. Can you imagine?
Watch us both be really pissed off when the Irishman takes it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well,
that would be a disaster.
We'll see y'all on Oscar Sunday. And don't miss the show because we're going to do a recap and it's going to be awesome. And enjoy our Philip Seymour Hoffman next week. Peace out.
Peace.